Folks. I thank y'all for coming on and clicking on, and staying on. Shout out to the big clickers, the ones that click hard, and stay on all the way to the end. We appreciate you. Let me tell you this. You doing the same thing Coach Prime did. You was doing the same thing Coach Prime did. You was doing the same thing Coach Prime did, and your enemy is heated. They heated, they ashamed, and they gotta eat their words. They have to take back, anything that they've said about you. They're starting to have to take it back and eat those words. It was anybody who is remotely even paying attention to the college sports world have to be impressed with what Coach Deion Sanders primetime did with the Colorado football team over the weekend. I don't have time to go all the way into the details, but as I was diving into this story, God was showing me the parallels of what's happened with the collective, the parallels that y'all have to Coach Prime. Okay. See, here's the issue. Here's the issue. For a lot of y'all already did amazing feats. Some of y'all was number one on mad jobs. Some of y'all been super cool in married relationships. Some of y'all have been, good to, have done well in previous businesses. You have a track record already. But for whatever reason, you bumped into people, and you may have bumped into people in your transitional season. And so in that season of transition, people couldn't see your accolades. For whatever reason, and maybe even God blinded people to your history. Deion had done things in the major leagues, done things in the NFL football league, probably number one quarterback ever. Cornerback. Huge defensive player. Made impact in the World Series on baseball, both sides. Not to mention what he did in college, not to mention what he did as an HBCU coach. But what happened, somehow your enemy thought that your skills weren't transferable. They thought just because you was dope in that, you couldn't transfer skills. You wouldn't be dope again. I just heard. Some people set out in their mind and try to set out in their path to make it so you will never do nothing dope again. And when people was like, well, he did this and the third. Well, she already did that in the third. Your enemy said all that's in the past. Look at them now. They in a transitional space. They ain't got nothing. And they ain't gonna never be dope again. And some of these people went as far as to make proclamations. That's what's so beautiful about public proclamations against the chosen one. Some of these people made public proclamations. I just keep seeing like these sportscasters on the sports when they was talking about Coach Prime, and they was talking about he ain't gonna never be able to do this, and the way he did the transfers was messed up, and he shouldn't have did that, and he shouldn't have did this, and he won't have that victory. The same success he saw on HBCU he wouldn't have. These people was going on their platforms and tearing Coach Prime down. And I just heard because of the moves you make was the moves that they wouldn't make. They looked at the moves you was making and thought it was crazy. They looked at the moves you was making and said, oh, that's not how we do it. That's not how we do things in this industry. That's not how we do things in relationships. That's not how we do things in this family. And you was like, man, F what these people is talking about. You hear me? I don't know nothing. I just heard y'all. I don't know nothing but what I feel like God is telling me to do. So and your bravery scared people. See, a lot of what people were scared of is the bravery. And a lot of what people were scared of with Coach Prime is that if he do what he say he doing, it's going to change the whole industry. And it made them shook. And they was on public platforms, coaches, sportscasters, blah, blah, blah. So the boys come out there this past Saturday and put on a show. And now, come around this week, these same people that was on these platforms gonna have to come back and sing your praises. And that's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow. People gonna have to turn their boat around, turn their ship around, turn their thought process around on you, and come back and say, I was wrong about that. They can't even, God just told me they can't even say it with full throat. See, when they was tearing you up, they could tear you up loud. People tear you up loud. Ah, she ain't this, she ain't that. But when they come back and have to eat their word, yeah, I was wrong about that. Why y'all whispering? Why is y'all whispering now? It wasn't no whisper when y'all thought I wasn't going to be able to do what I said I'd do. It wasn't no whisper when it looked like I wasn't going to be able to make it. It wasn't no whisper when I was laid up in the bed, sick. It wasn't no whispering. It was a lot of kiki, ha, ha, yeah, 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 yeah. But God's saying this prime weekend. This is prime weekend. And that karma getting delivered ASAP. No delivery fees. It'll be there by tomorrow. It'll be there by tomorrow. Peace.